Ramesh from Calicut asked me a question. He wanted to know if there is a difference between quantitative reasoning and numerical reasoning. Let's put this question to Vijay and his friends and see what Gen Z has to say about it. As usual, it was Vijay who piped up spontaneously and said, it involves measures like meters, kilograms, liters, and etc. But Captain, you are supposed to be guiding us, and why are you asking this question? Well, it's no harm, Vijay. I want to know what you all think. More so, there could be a problem in my explanation and your understanding due to the so-called generation gap. Well, jokes apart, Vijay, suppose you're planning a bike trip to Goa with friends and need to know how much it's going to cost you per head. Your goal is to ensure that everyone contributes a fair share to the cost of this trip. And you will be considering all factors like fuel, accommodation, meals, etc. So what would the first thing you would do? You would estimate the distance and the fuel cost. You calculate the total distance of the road trip. Let's say it's 600 kilometers. You estimate the fuel efficiency of your bike at around 30 kilometers per liter. Using this information, you determine that you will need about 20 liters of fuel for the trip. So 600 kilometers divided by 30 kilometers, and the current fuel price is around 100 rupees per liter. Multiplying the fuel needed by the fuel price gives you an estimate cost of 2000 rupees. Next, you will need to budget for the accommodation. You plan to stay in a hotel for 2 nights. Researching the hotel prices, you find that the cost is about rupees 2000 for a twin sharing per night. The total estimated cost for 2 nights per person will be around 2000 rupees. The next factor which you would want to consider will be the variable expenses. That is like estimating the cost for food. You anticipate spending about 100 rupees per person on meals. That is for each day. Considering the number of days of the trip, the number of people, you calculate the total meal budget. Now, summing up all this, you get the total cost. Adding up the estimated fuel cost, the accommodation, and the food cost, you arrive at your budget. That is the total estimated cost for the road trip. Next would be determining the individual contribution, which is the total cost divided by the number of participants. And that is going to be a fair distribution of expense, right? Now, you would require a contingency. Recognizing that unexpected expenses may arise, you may include a contingency fund, say perhaps 10% of the total budget to ensure financial flexibility. What you did just now was a basic quantitative reasoning steps. The quantitative reasoning, or QR as it's normally referred, has helped you systematically analyze the various numerical aspects of the bike trip. This process ensures that your financial planning is grounded in mathematical calculations, making it fair, transparent, and realistic. QR in this scenario involves not only basic arithmetic, but also the ability to analyze cost, estimate, and make informed decisions based on numerical data. This simple real-world example of quantitative reasoning is a skill used by all of us in everyday situations. And numerical reasoning is a subpart of it. Thus, QR becomes a tool that helps individuals navigate and makes complex decisions simple by applying mathematical concepts to real-life scenarios. However, the standardized QR test which you will have to attempt will include questions related to algebra, geometry, data analysis, mathematical modeling, and other such applications. For example, a QR question might require an individual to analyze a set of financial data, identify patterns, and draw conclusions. It assesses the capability to approach complex problems systematically and then utilizing mathematical tools to arrive at a reasoned solution. Remember, one key characteristic of QR is its emphasis on critical thinking. Remember the 5W and 1H2? It challenges individuals to think analytically and make connections between data and draw inferences. Thus, QR is not confined to a specific set of mathematical formula. Instead, it encourages a more comprehensive understanding of mathematical concepts and their applications. That is informative, Captain, said Vijay. I had a very different idea, and I used to think problems involving unit measures like meters, kilograms, liters fall under this category. Yes, it was enlightening, said George. Thank you guys, and let me sign off for today. But remember, while both quantitative reasoning and numerical reasoning involve working with numbers, but they serve distinct purposes. Quantitative reasoning evaluates the depth of mathematical understanding and analytical thinking, while numerical reasoning evaluates the precision and efficiency in numerical calculation. Understanding these differences is essential for you guys who are preparing for CAT and other exams. Also keep in mind that this skill you will need as you rise in your career ladder. This is Captain Success, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, your performance augmenter signing off. Jai Hind.